Karoline Leavitt had always been close to her family, especially her mom. Growing up in a small town, life wasn't always easy, but love was abundant in the Leavitt household. Karoline remembers the sacrifices her mother made, working long hours, skipping her own needs, and always making sure her children had everything they needed. Karoline: "My mom is the most selfless person I know. She gave everything to raise me and my siblings. There were times I saw her go without just so we could have more. I promised myself a long time ago that one day I'd give her something back, something big." Narrator: Years passed. Karoline chased her dreams, faced setbacks, worked harder than ever, and found her stride. With her career taking off and a platform that inspired others, she never lost sight of her goal: to make her mom's dream come true. Karoline, smiling. She used to talk about this little house on the hill, not a mansion, just something cozy, with a garden in the back and a porch to sit on in the evenings. That was her dream, and I never forgot it. Narrator: After months of searching, planning, and keeping everything a secret, Karoline finally found it. A beautiful house that mirrored her mother's dream almost exactly. Nestled on a quiet street with a wraparound porch, a lush backyard, garden, and just enough space to feel like home. She closed the deal quietly. Only a few close friends knew. The rest? Well, it was going to be a surprise. Karoline: I told her we were going to look at a place for a video shoot. She had no idea. Narrator: Camera in hand, emotions barely in check, Karoline pulled into the driveway with her mom riding beside her. Her mother looked around, admiring the place, not knowing it already belonged to her. Karoline, laughing. She kept saying how pretty it was. I almost broke down right there. Narrator: Then came the moment. Karoline handed her mom a small box. Inside was a key and a letter. Her mother opened it, puzzled at first, until the words began to sink in. Karoline's voiceover, as letter is being read. Mom, every late night, every early morning, every tear you shed to make our lives better, none of it went unnoticed. You gave up so much and I never forgot. This house, it's yours. You're finally home. Narrator: The silence that followed was brief, before it was broken by sobs. Her mother covered her face, the key trembling in her hand. She cried, not out of sadness, but overwhelming love, pride, and disbelief. Karoline: She couldn't. Stop crying. Neither could I. We just held each other. I'll never forget that moment. Narrator: Neighbors peeked out, some teary-eyed themselves. Karoline's team, standing quietly nearby, wiped away their own tears. It wasn't just a home. It was a lifetime of gratitude wrapped in bricks and memories waiting to be made. Her mom, still shaking, looked at Karoline and whispered, I never expected this. I don't deserve it. Karoline hugged her tighter. Karoline, you deserve this and so much more. Narrator: They walked through the front door together. Room by room, her mother's eyes sparkled, each corner more perfect than the last. The cozy kitchen she always dreamed of, the sunlit bedroom with space for a reading nook, and in the backyard, roses already in bloom. Narrator: Soft. This wasn't just a story of real estate. This was a story of love, of full-circle moments, of promises kept. Karoline, reflective. It's not about money or status. It's about remembering who stood by you when you had nothing, and never forgetting to honor them when you have something. Narrator: In a world that often moves too fast, this moment slowed everything down. A daughter's love for her mother. A thank you, years in the making. A house, but more importantly, a home, finally given. Pause for emotion, then gentle music fades. Back in narrator warmly. Karoline Leavitt bought her mom her dream house. And her reaction? It left everyone in tears. Because sometimes the greatest gift we can give is returning the love we were raised with. The days that followed were filled with laughter, disbelief, and a lot of happy tears. Karoline and her mom spent the weekend moving in a few essentials, not in a hurry, just enjoying the moment, one memory at a time. Karoline, laughing gently. She insisted on unpacking everything herself. I told her to relax, but she said, "I've waited my whole life to do this." So I let her. Narrator. Neighbors came by to welcome the new homeowner, many recognizing Karoline from her growing public presence. But this wasn't about fame. It was about family. And her mom? She treated every visitor like she'd known them for years. Karoline's mom, tearfully smiling. "This is more than I ever dreamed. I keep thinking I'll wake up and it'll all be gone." Narrator. But it wasn't a dream. It was the result of years of persistence, love, and a daughter's fierce devotion. And as the house started to feel lived in, pictures on walls, books on shelves, fresh cookies in the oven, it transformed from a structure into something much more profound. Narrator, pausing softly. Home. Karoline. I walk in now, and I don't just see my mom. I see peace in her face. That makes every sleepless night worth it. Narrator. Her mom found joy in the little things. Early morning tea on the porch, the way sunlight hit the dining table at noon, watching birds visit the garden she'd just begun planting. Each moment a reminder that dreams, no matter how far-fetched, can come true. Narrator. Reflective. And as for Karoline, the moment didn't mark an ending. It marked a beginning, a new chapter in her life where giving back became her mission. Karoline. There's nothing I could ever do that would match everything my mom has done for me. But this was a start. Narrator. She began sharing her story, not for attention but to inspire. Her message was clear. You don't have to be wealthy to give something meaningful. You just have to care enough to remember where you came from and who helped you get where you are. Narrator. Soft, encouraging. In a world obsessed with achievements, Karoline showed that one of the most beautiful things you can do is to honor the people who lifted you when you couldn't stand on your own. Narrator. Soon, Karoline's story went viral, not because of flashy footage or dramatic editing, but because it was real, raw, relatable. Thousands reached out. Some inspired to do something for their parents, others simply to say thank you to the people who made sacrifices for them. Karoline, reading a message. One girl wrote me and said, "I'm starting a savings fund for my dad. He's never had a vacation. I'm going to send him on one before next year." That message made me cry. Narrator. It became a movement, quiet but powerful. Proof that acts of love ripple further than we can see. Karoline. If this story reminds even one person to hug their mom tighter, to say thank you, or to do something kind for someone they love, then I've done something right. Narrator. And her mom? She's still in that house, still tending to the garden, still baking those cookies, still pausing every now and then to look out the window and whisper, "I can't believe this is mine." Narrator, softly, concluding, a dream house isn't just about bricks and walls. It's about love, sacrifice, and gratitude. It's about remembering who helped build you and giving them a place to rest. Karoline Leavitt didn't just give her mom a house. She gave her peace. She gave her joy. She gave her home.